Hey, what's up?
Hi, everybody.
We're back.
Crystal.
Eric.
Mr. Bagoday stands for Mr. Well, Mr. Bod.
Mr. Bod stands for Mr. Bagoday.
Yeah, his real
There you
name's
go.
Eric, but I don't know. Me and the kids, we just call him Mr. Bod most of the time. And I call you Babe a lot too, don't I?
I just respond to whatever.
He does.
If someone's looking at me and they say something, I just respond to it.
He does. All the time. Anyways, we're going to
Yeah.
do a video here because it's kind of like a requested video that I get. I thought I'd just kind of go over some basics of what types of yarn are good for what.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Mr. Bod, I got some laid out.
This one. This one is Patons or Patons. Big boucle. It's like furry. Looks like a poodle, kind of. Like a French poodle. What do you use that for, babe?
What the heck's this for?
What the heck is it for?
Well, boucle yarn is a difficult yarn to work with, I have to admit. You see that, how curly it is? I would say that it's a little similar to Lion Brand Homespun, but a little bit worse than the way, if you are familiar with that. Hard to work with, but you can make pretty scarves out of boucle. Pretty long scarves, infinity scarves. You can even make a sweater if you want to attempt that. You can make a lot of things out of it. You just have to remember that it's extremely hard to work with. It gets tangled up on itself. It gets tangled up on its hook. It's not one of my favorite yarns. But as far as the things you can make with it, I'd stick with things like scarves, infinity scarves, cowls, easy things. You could do a sweater and it would look pretty dang cool, but it would probably be pretty hard.
I think it'd make a cool beard.
I wouldn't recommend a blanket with it though, although it could probably be done. Not my recommendation.
What about this? Gazelle, pure wool.
Australian wool.
What would you do with that?
This right here, this is 100% pure Australian wool, which is kind of similar to the 100% pure Icelandic wool. Neither are soft at all. So,
no.
What you want to do with this, and wool is my favorite. This one is a chunky, and one is a little thinner. I love both of these. Now, this is a type of project that will, or type of yarn that will felt. And if you don't know what felting is, I have tutorials on that on my channel. It's where if you take 100% wool and you put it in hot water, it looks like a piece of felt once you're done with it. It's actually a pretty cool process.
I've seen it done.
You have. But as far as these goes, I would, if you get a wool that's, because not all 100% wools are
Feltable.
Scratchy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying
Yeah,
to put
and
words
not all are feltable either.
Oh, great, good.
But not all of them are scratchy. Actually, the majority of them are not. But there are some that are.
This is one of them?
This Icelandic wool, this Australian wool is.
This one more so.
If I was to make something with this, I would stick with something like a hat or a sweater that you were wearing a shirt underneath. That would be the types of things I would make with a scratchy type of wool. Feel free in the comments to add things you would make with it, you know, that I'm not saying.
Anything that's lined, probably.
Any in this yarn. Yeah, anything that's lined, you know, would work too. Say you make a scarf and you line it with fabric or something. That would be pretty cool, I guess. A bag, but you could felt it in the washing machine. I have bags tutorials that I felted. That'd be pretty cool. Anyways, let's move on.
Cool, cool. What about this spaghetti yarn?
Okay,
Macrame.
This is macrame yarn. Now, macrame yarn is most of the time it's chain spun. It's, you know, you don't really want to make anything for your body out of it. I would use it for a bag. That would be my ideal suggestion. Or plant hangers or stuff like that, you know, that people use macrame for. My main purpose of this would be a bag. But I wouldn't scarf it up. I wouldn't hat it up. It's just too...
Shoestringy?
Shoestringy. That's a good way to explain it. But yeah, that's what I would do with it.
All right. Well, I'm learning a lot today. What about this one?
Well, this one is a Lion Brand Naboo. Give me one of those. And that kind of coincides with
This is True
Lion Brand Triboo. And then they have Kaboo. And they have
You're my True Boo. Go ahead.
anyways, these type of yarns are the Triboo is a 100% bamboo, and this is a lyocell. They have a Kaboo which is a cotton bamboo blend. These type of yarns are very silky. Any yarn like that's 100% bamboo, or you know, like that, or even half bamboo, very silky, very soft, very drapey, very nice for lightweight garments in the spring and in the summer. Good for dresses. I'll be making my daughter a dress out of this one, and not myself, but I'll be making a top I got out of this one for the summertime. So bamboo or bamboo cotton blends, lyocell, stuff like that is good for summer garments and spring garments, such as tops, dresses for adults, dresses for babies, skirts, women's, anything, shawls. Exactly, make blankets out of it if you want to, but I mainly use it for adult and children's clothing. That would be my ideal for anything that's bamboo or
lyocell?
Bamboo cotton blend or lyocell, yeah. Make a great lightweight poncho also, stuff like that.
Can you make like lightweight scarves?
Lightweight
Stuff like
scarves, definitely. I actually have some lightweight scarves made out of the Kaboo on my channel, so yes, definitely.
Or lightweight shawls, or those like
Yeah,
rectangular
shawls.
things you drape?
Yeah, wraps, anything like that.
Wraps, sorry.
So yeah, this type of yarn is very good for summer and spring projects, but don't limit. You can use it in winter too if you want. But I do want to mention that out of all these yarns, I'm just showing you a sample of some yarns. And remember, there are a lot of yarns that can be used for anything, but I'm just going to give you an example of what I would use the
Just
yarn
some
for.
ideas. What about this one?
Okay, this is from Loops and Threads. Premier has it also. Actually, all it is it's an acrylic polyester blend chain spun 6-weight. So what would you do with something like this? Well, obviously it would make a very, very great blanket out of that. I made a very, very pretty super scarf out of this. It was like 12 foot long, super wide, because those were in style. And
I remember trying to get the pictures of that. I could barely get in the frame.
I know. You can make a sweater, anything you want with this. It's soft enough. It's just a 6-weight chain spun acrylic blend yarn. As long as it feels soft to you, anything you want to make. I would make this though more towards a winter yarn. Is what I categorize it as. But definitely you can make blankets and stuff for all time of the year. But anything you want.
Cool.
I would make a shawl out of that too. It'd just be a heavier wrap or a heavier shawl.
Speaking of shawl, what do you do with this one?
Shawl on a ball. Okay, so it does say shawl on a ball. It doesn't mean you have to make a shawl out of it. No, we don't have to make a shawl out of it.
It's not even a ball. It's a skein.
It's true.
Shawl and a skein.
Do you know how much stuff I have on my channel made out of shawl on a ball? It's not even a shawl. I have I have a couple of ladies' tops I've made out of shawl on the ball. A poncho I made out of shawl on the ball. Of course, I made a shawl out of shawl on the ball. Shawl on the ball is a great lightweight yarn. You can use it for winter and summer though. It has an excellent drape on it. Shawl on the ball isn't just for shawls. It's for whatever you want it to be. You can even make a hat out of it. I probably wouldn't recommend the hat, but you could do it. It does have a tendency to be the yarn's a little bit finicky, but I really like shawl on the ball, and like I said, I've made lots of stuff out of it on my time on YouTube. So it's not really limited to just anything. Basically though, for me, scarves, cowls, tops, especially for summer and spring, ponchos, did I say shawls? Stuff like that. That's what I would use shawl on the ball for. Not just for shawls.
Now I know.
Okay, so
this
is the 100% Angora.
Oh yeah, I gotta be gentle with it.
See that beautiful halo on there? So whatever you make with this, make sure it's something special. It's not itchy at all. It's very soft. So for me, this would be a great scarf. A sweater would be beautiful with this. In fact, that's what a lot of people use Angora for, is beautiful, beautiful sweaters. Mitts, stuff like that. Cowl, anything, really. If you got, you know, I wouldn't recommend a blanket out of it, definitely. But what do you think? No.
No.
But yeah, you can wear it against your bare skin. It's a luxury yarn, which brings us to 100% cashmere. Is very nice yarn, but this is something that you want to make something for somebody, for yourself, or somebody special. And cashmere is very soft, great for sweaters, scarves, shawls, hats, wraps, anything. Wintry is what I would suggest, unless you have like a lightweight cashmere. But when you're using a lacy stitch, definitely anything, something special. Now I'm going to show you, Mr. Bod's going to bring up some basic 4-weight yarns. These are just Mr. Bod, you did that on purpose.
I would never.
So these are all 100% acrylic yarns, which are good for anything. So like Premier Basic is probably one of my favorite 100% acrylic yarns. The Big Twist from Joanne's, again, a very nice acrylic medium 4-weight yarn. Walmart's mainstay. It's not bad either. Red Heart Super Saver. Not too bad. This is just some examples. Lion Brand's Basic Stitch Premium. Nice 100% acrylic yarn. So any of these yarns are good for anything that you want to make out of them. Anything. Now, when
Socks?
it comes to... Sure. When it comes to Red Heart Super Saver. Now, I got my dog in Red Heart Super Saver. I use Super Saver a lot. I don't really use too much Super Saver unless if I make a sweater that I'm going to wear a shirt under it, or bags, good for bags. Any of this stuff though. Some of them are softer than others. You can just be, you know, you could feel it and tell if it's soft. Yes, definitely good for a scarf or anything. Sweater. That one's nice too. This is probably my favorite though of the cheap or the inexpensive 4-weight acrylic yarns. Premier Basics probably my favorite. But yes,
best deal, best quality.
Best deal, best quality. For me, that probably hits it. But yes, any of these will work well for anything that you want to make with them. Oh, this is new. So this is that Sheepy yarn. Everybody's like, what would you make with this? Well, this is that Bernat Sheepy yarn. It's super cool. Yarn like this is a novelty yarn, and it will be hard to work with. But the outcome will be very, very pretty. If I was going to use this yarn, I think it would work well for a blanket, like a throw. It'd work well for lining things, such as ponchos, hoodies, hats,
jackets.
I mean lining like the bottoms of stuff. Like say you make a poncho, you want to put
like the border, like a
border, looking for a border, edging, yes, on stuff like that. Or yes, like Mr. Bodds is talking about, lining the inside of a hat with it. You could make a crochet hat, and then you could make another one just a little bit smaller out of this, and then you could set, you know, the hats together and sew them together, and then you would have a lined Sherpa hat. You could do that with a sweater if you got the time and patience for it too. Very good, Mr. Bod. Yes, that's the things I would do with this. Oh, also a scarf, cowl, anything like that. I don't know, I think even a sweater would be pretty cool out of it, but just by itself. But it seems like that would make me angry after a while. Okay, these two types of yarns are kind of similar. This is the Bernat Plentiful, and this is from Hobby Fluffy Day. So what these are really lightweight fuzzy yarns. So really lightweight. See that? Now I like fuzzy yarns. Now these are good for a lot of things. More of a wintry yarn. You can use it by itself, or you can add another 3-weight yarn, 4-weight yarn to it. to make it more easy to work with, because it is going to be hard to work with the way it is. But it's soft enough, both of these.
Just put some big googly eyes on this.
Googlies. Yeah, sweaters, shawls, wraps, you know, scarves, blankets if you wanted to. I don't necessarily think I would make a blanket out of that, but you know, pretty much anything wearable would be fine out of this type of yarn. Like I said, you can use it the way it is. Me, myself, I would probably add another little bit thinner yarn with it, so it's easier to work with. But that's just me. Similar to that. So that's kind of what you do with those things I would do with the fluffy style yarns.
Awesome.
Let's go to Caron Cakes. Caron
What would
Cake.
you do with these besides put them on a shelf?
I make things with Caron Cakes, believe it or not. I have a baby blanket made out of skinny cakes. This is a skinny cake, so this is a 3-weight Caron cake. Anything you want to make out of it, you can make out of it. As far as garment-wise and blankets, since it's a 3-weight, you use the right stitch. It'd be great for spring and summer too. Even though it is an acrylic yarn, that doesn't matter. You can still use acrylic in the summer and the spring. You just, you know, need to use the right stitch combination.
Light stitches.
Lacy
Lacy stitches.
and light stitches. Yeah, make a light shawl or something like that. Caron baby cakes don't have to be just for baby. You use it for whatever you want. This is a 100% acrylic yarn. Also, anything you want to make for it as far as the body's concerned. Hats, blankets, baby clothes, adult clothes. Sky's the limit on this. Just baby cakes. I only say that because the colors tend to fare towards baby colors. But other than that, you make whatever you want with it. Caron latte cakes. I get this a lot. What do you do with latte cakes? You do anything you want to do with latte cakes.
You drink a latte while you crochet them.
And you drink a latte while you're doing it. And that is the same for the Red Heart Hygge yarn. They are very similar, although I do prefer the latte cakes because it is a better value. You get more for your money than you do with the Hygge. I
like the halo though on that. That's pretty cool.
They both have it.
Yeah, I like this one.
You just can't see this one because it's why. Are you dogging my latte cakes? You know it's one of my favorite yarns.
I know.
He's doing that on purpose. No, I do like both of these, but I do favor the Caron lattes because they're very similar. I just think you get more for your money for the latte cakes. But I like this too. So as for both of these go, you make anything you want to make with them as far as the body's concerned. Mittens. I have a scarf, a shawl. What else I got on my channel with it? Oh, a blanket or a throw.
Lots of stuff.
I've seen lots of people take some of my sweaters tutorials and make them out of latte cakes. Oh, are they ever pretty? Anything you want, because it's so soft. You don't have to wear nothing underneath it, you know? So
Where's
anything
mine?
wearable.
Where's mine?
What do you mean?
My sweater.
Anything wearable or blankets, latte cakes, anything. Anything.
Ooh.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, I have a couple here. This is the Sky Drops. Now, this is a alpaca merino wool blend. Very soft, even though it's wool, and it's chain spun. Now, this is a very, since it's chain spun, it makes it lighter weight of a yarn. The same goes for the Drops Air. It is chain spun also, but it's a little bit different looking than the Sky. These are two yarns that are very pretty. You see the difference in them? One's a little fuzzier than the other. This is the Sky.
You see the
this is the Air.
Really good in here.
Oh yeah. So chain spun yarn is very light, and even though it's wool, well, it's baby alpaca merino wool. The Sky is, and the Drops Air is alpaca and polyamide. So even though they do have alpaca and wool in them being chain spun, they are so extremely lightweight. You could use them for summer or spring, definitely winter stuff. But there's a limit on what I would use this stuff for. I probably wouldn't recommend a full-blown sweater out of either one of these. For one thing, the cost is going to eat you up. And another is it's just so lightweight. I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't do that, but it's not something I would make out of it. either one of these. I would tend to lean more towards hats, scarves, cows, mitts, what else, Mr. Bod?
Boxer shorts.
Boxer shorts. Undies. No, I'm joking. Stuff like that. A blanket would be really pretty out of this drops air. It'd be really light. Shawls, definitely. Ponchos, lightweight. That's what it's going to be.
Do people ever crochet like shorts?
Yeah.
Things like that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever?
I'm not into shorts, no, but...
Well, I don't really wear shorts too often.
I mean, I got some baby pants and stuff, but...
For babies.
So, yes, that's what I would do with those. But I'm not saying you can't make a sweater out of them. I'm just saying they're a little delicate. So, think delicate things. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Okay, I'm about done here. Okay, so we have this. This is Brush Fountain Mohair. It's an acrylic mohair blend, very thin, like a 2/8. Beautiful shawl. I can't use 2/8, but beautiful top. You can add another yarn with it. It's fuzzy. It's going to be a little hard to work with, but you know, people, you know, can, I don't know. I'm not into 2/8. I have to add another yarn, and I'm not even really into adding 2 yarns together, but sometimes I do. What do you think this would be good for? This is so beautiful.
Me?
Yeah.
Let me feel it.
You can make a sweater out of it if you have the patience
soft.
to do it. I don't.
I don't know. If I would wear something like that with all the fuzzy stuff on it.
Oh, it's not itchy.
Does that stuff come off of it? Like eventually, does it just fall apart because all those strands come off?
You got to be delicate with it. Oh, and I'm going to show something else that people were asking about. Wait a minute.
Can you get one of them?
Yeah. Anyways, before yes, anything really, like as far as like if you can deal with the 2/8. My intentions on this are a shawl, and that would be it for me.
It's super soft.
Probably a poncho, but you can make, or a scarf, cowl. You could make a sweater if you have the patience. It'd be downright gorgeous. I don't have the patience for that, but yeah. Oh, another Caroline cake. Oh, before we get to that, I'm gonna show you. This is the Sheepy's Fine Whirl Art. Now, I'm just going to refer to all yarns that are kind of like this. You know, there's many that are like this. Those Hobby, Cotton Kings, Hobby Twisters. Those are good for shawls. And they are really good for tops and stuff like that. They're very lightweight yarn. And they have a very beautiful drape. But again, you can make a scarf out of it. You know, whatever you want. I've seen people make blankets out of them. Probably nothing I would make. I probably wouldn't make a blanket out of it. Not just because I don't make blankets. It's just not the type of yarn I would really look at and think of blanket yarn. I would think of something more toppy, dressy. Dress would be beautiful. Good job, Mr. Bod. Yes, something that is lacy and it's, you know, gonna show, you know what I mean. Drape, beautiful. But again, whatever you want. Just
nice yarn.
Yes, it is. Okay, this is going to go for any basic 2/8 yarn. Again, this is just some 2/8 wool, socks.
Wash rags?
No, not wash rags.
What is that, like a 4-weight wool? Oh, look, that's cotton.
Yes, that's cotton. We're going to get to that.
Don't listen to me.
If it's, again, it just kind of goes with this 2/8 yarns. Whatever I can't handle lightweight yarn, so whatever, you can make a sweater out of this, you can make a scarf out of it, you can make a blanket out of it, whatever you want. And when you get a yarn that says sock yarn, you don't have to use it for socks. I've used sock yarn for shawls back in when I could easily use a 2/8 1-weight yarns and stuff, but it's harder for me now. But okay, now I'm just going to show you. Oh, another one. People ask, what do you do with this thick roving style wool stuff? Well, you can do anything you want to do with this too. This is Lion Brand's 50/50. It's 50 wool, 50 alpaca, so it's not itchy at all. Scarf and hat set is what my intentions are for this. Beautiful sweater would be very, very pretty. You know, any type of clothing would work well. Anything you wanted to make with it as far as the body goes would be just fine. You could probably even make a blanket with it if you wanted to. Remember, these yarns really have no limit on what you can make with them, but there are some that I would use for certain things before others. Now we're going to go to...
It's always nice to have an idea when you get
Yeah.
a yarn, or if you're looking for a yarn, what your project's going to be, so you know what to use, you know what I mean?
Now we're going to go to cotton, is another thing people ask about. Cotton is good for anything in the kitchen, okay? So wash, or bathroom, wash rags, dish towels, hot pads, placemats, coasters, towels,
chicken decor,
pot holders, anything that can get wet. Cotton absorbs water the best, and heat the best. But if you make a pot holder, make sure that it's really double layered or thick so you don't burn your hands. But that's what cotton is good for. But that's not all cotton is good for. Cotton's great for garments in the summer. You just got to have the right cotton. So I'm going to give you some examples of some. So this is Joanne's Big Twist cotton. I would not recommend this for anything other than kitchen items or like a bag or something like that. Not anything wearable, because it's not very soft cotton. But nice cotton for wash rags. I made a wash rag on my channel out of this. Or towel or whatever, pot holder, stuff like that. Make a pretty bag. That's probably what I'm going to do with this black.
Did the dishes get done?
No. So I got black handles to match that. Another one, peaches and cream and sugar and cream. Not anything I would recommend other than kitchen items. It's not a very soft cotton. So when it comes to cotton too, there's different percentages. There's 100% cotton. Sometimes there's 50-50 cotton, like cotton acrylic blend. When you're working with cotton that you want to use in the kitchen, I never recommend anything less than 85%, maybe 80% cotton. Nothing less than that. If you're going 50 cotton, 50 acrylic, I really wouldn't recommend that for a wash rag or a hot pad. Now, some people do, and that's fine if you do. That's just only my recommendations. You can take that as you will and do whatever you want to do with it. But
acrylic is like plastic, right? Plastic strands, kind of.
Yeah.
We looked that up before, but I couldn't remember.
But anyways, peaches to cream. No go for me on items, but great for bags and great for kitchen items. I mean, no go for me on wearing it. Now we got some of these Caron cakes. Now they're a blend. This is a 60 cotton, 40 acrylic. Anything you want to make out of it as far as clothing wise will be fine. It's not exactly the softest cotton I've ever felt, but it's soft enough that you can wear it and make whatever you want. As far as clothing, great for summer and winter projects. I wouldn't recommend it in the kitchen though. I have plans to make my daughter a top out of this. And some of this stuff, well, just 1 minute here. This is a new one, Caron cake, Ripple Cakes. I think it's a 100% cotton. You could use this in the kitchen, and you could use it for garments as yourself. Again, not the softest cotton I've ever felt. Soft enough though that I think that it would be just fine to wear on your body. Scrubby Smooth. Now this is Red Heart Scrubby Smooth.
Is it smooth?
Kitchen items.
Smoothie
Is what I would use this for. Bags. Stuff like that. Probably wouldn't recommend it for body use. That's just my recommendation. Now, Lion Brand Pima Cotton. This made my #2 favorite yarn of 2020. Definitely highly recommended for garments in the summer and the spring. Even in the winter if you want. It's very soft cotton. I would not recommend, you can use this in the kitchen. It is a 100% Pima cotton. My recommendation would be not to waste it on a kitchen item. Use it for a beautiful garment. I'm making my daughter a dress out of it. I've made my daughter 2 dresses out of it. This will be her 3rd one. And a hat. It's a very, very nice yarn. I made myself a top last year out of it. You guys should check out all them tutorials I have. What else did I make out of this? There's probably more. I just can't think of it.
Are you asking me?
Yeah. Anyways,
I don't know.
It's any Pima cotton really, not just Lion Brand. Just any Pima cotton is a very soft cotton. So it's not mercerized. Mercerized is that it has like a coating on it that makes it a little stiff. But this is very soft and very pretty. Highly recommend it for, I highly recommend it for anything you want to wear on your body. Probably make a beautiful baby blanket, nice and soft. I personally wouldn't waste it for any kitchen items. That's just me though. Because there's plenty of other yarns that you can use for kitchen items that aren't that soft. Another good cotton is Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn, or I love this cotton. Great for garments. And Walmart, actually, their new mainstay cotton is actually almost identical to Hobby Lobby's. Great for garments too. Okay, as we were just talking about, what was I getting ready to say about? I don't know what I was going to say. But anyways, oh, sometimes some of this stuff softens up after the wash. And sometimes it doesn't. It really just depends on the yarn. So I do not put anything into the washing machine. I don't make used blankets and stuff, and I donate what I make, but I except for Evelyn's dresses and hats. But I don't put anything in a washer because I couldn't stand to spend hours and hours and hours, which I do, crocheting. Not to mention the hours, and I don't crochet unless it's for YouTube nowadays. Hours and hours and hours I spend recording and editing to throw something in a washer and ruin it. I can't do it.
Our washer would destroy it.
Not even that. Just even if it says, even if it says that you can wash it and dry it, I don't trust labels. I don't, because of all the hours it took me to do it. I won't do it. So someone asked about this the other day. This is called Soak. You can buy this on Amazon in bottles too. What it is you take your delicate, you can use anything. You can wash anything with it, you know. Like I said, I don't put nothing in the washer. I hand wash everything. This, you can say I want to wash one of Evelyn's dresses. I'll put it in the sink with some water, and you look on the bottle and it tells you how much to mix with the water. 1
teaspoon in 1 gallon of cool water.
Yeah. And then
soak for 15 minutes.
You just set your garment in it, and you don't do anything. You don't swoosh it or anything. It just let it soak for 15-20 minutes. Bring it out, gently wring it out. No rinsing involved. Do not rinse it. It's just you have to just set it in there, leave it, come back to it. Don't rinse it. Pick it right up, gently wring it out, and lay it out flat to dry. You should. It's good stuff. You got all different smells. Like I said, you can buy it on Amazon. I'm not affiliated with it.
That one's fig.
Someone just asked. I gave away in a giveaway whenever I gave away this Angora yarn, so they could use it. And then it comes in bottles too, or you can get like sampler packs too if you don't want to spend the money on a big bottle. But anyways, it's great. Works well. Like I said, no rinsing, no doing this. It's just let it set for a little bit and wring it very gently, and then that's it.
You know who else does that?
What?
Steve,
when he makes biscuits. Do you guys have cats that do that?
Maybe he could do the laundry.
not with the. Some people call it kneading when cats knead. You guys know. We say making biscuits. What do you guys call it? If you have a cat that does that when they're happy and they purr, let me know in the comments.
Let us know if they stare at you all creepily too, because Steve likes to look you right in the eyes while he's doing it.
When I'm watching TV, Steve will jump on me, and he weighs like 25 pounds. I'm like, and he'll look at me like this. He does. I even went one time and recorded him the whole time. He was going, biting his lip.
You should have flipped it around and let him stare at himself.
Anyways, we're going to go. I hope this was a bit informative. Remember, these are only my personal opinions. They can differ from yours. And if they do, let me know in the comments what you think about. If you have, if I've mentioned any of these yarns and you use it for other things, or any other yarns that you use for other things.
Definitely.
If you hand wash anything with this before, if you've ever used it, it's called Soak Wash. Remember, you can buy it on Amazon.
And now you know. And knowing's half the battle.
Yes. So now you know what the heck
all this yarn is for.
All this yarn is for. Or what I do with it. Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching.
Bye. Have a great night.
Stay safe.